making your kids eat their vegetables is the most challenging thing to do. So I'm going to show you a very healthy cold sandwich with simple ingredients that your kids are going to gobble down in a jiffy. I've made some hung curd for this sandwich. For that I've taken some yogurt or curd, put it in a sieve and put a bowl at the bottom and refrigerate it for around 5 to 6 hours. If you don't have the time to do this or you don't remember to do this and you want to make the sandwich, you can use cream cheese instead. And now I'm going to mix all the ingredients for the sandwich. The hung curd. I have some eggless mayonnaise over here. Next I'm going to add all the seasoning ingredients. Salt, pepper, and I'm going to use some Italian pizza seasoning. Very little garlic paste, coriander leaves, some ketchup, Tabasco, just a little bit of powdered sugar. Just mix all these ingredients together. Taste it for seasoning. Perfect. And now time for the veggies. I have some very finely chopped capsicum, cucumber, carrots, and I have some red cabbage. Mix all these ingredients together. Such a healthy and colorful mix. And this mix is ready. And now I'm going to spread a nice thick layer on these brown breads that I have. Take a little bit of the mix. Cover it. Let's make another one. I'm just going to slice the crust a little bit. And now into a triangle. The other one. Time to plate. This not only makes a healthy snack for your kids but also a good tea time sandwich. So do try it at home, subscribe to the channel, see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi guys, let's do something interesting with fruits in this episode. I'm going to be making fruit salad today. There are different variations of fruit salad and this one you can serve it as a dessert. I've twisted the regular fruit salad recipe. So I'm going to start with first boiling the milk. I'm going to bring this milk to a complete boil. I've scooped the watermelon into round balls, chopped kiwi. You can use any kind of seasonal fruits that are available. Some pomegranate, chopped grapes. Just to adjust the sweetness because all the fruits might not be very sweet. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of powdered sugar, not too much, and just mix them well. After the milk comes to a complete boil, I'm going to add the sugar and let it boil for another 6 to 7 minutes. The milk is completely cooled down. I'm going to add the grated apple to the milk so I get a nice apple flavored milk. For plating, I'm going to make a layer of the fruits. Make sure the milk and the fruits are absolutely chilled before assembling. I'm going to pour the milk and also this apple flavored milk. Another layer of the fruits and just a little bit of this grated apple on top and just a little bit of milk, not too much. I'm going to put a little bit of the strawberry crush just a little drizzle. Garnish it with some more fruits on top. This is extremely simple and you can use any kind of seasonal fruits of your choice to make it as colorful as you can. I'm sure you're going to try this at home and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Rajshri Food. In today's episode, we're going to make paneer bhurji or scrambled cottage cheese. Let's take a look at the ingredients. We have here butter, steamed carrots and French beans finely chopped, capsicums finely chopped, onion finely chopped, coriander leaves, tomatoes de-seeded and finely chopped, red chili powder, garam masala, sugar, ginger chili paste, salt to taste, paneer or cottage cheese cubes. So let's start making the paneer bhurji or the cottage cheese bhurji first. So around 1.5 tablespoon of butter. I'm going to first add in my onions. I don't want to overcook my onions. I don't need to make them brown. I'm going to throw in my bell peppers, or you can use colored bell peppers or just the green capsicum, whatever you want. Steamed veggies, I have French beans and carrots. Next, I'm going to add in my tomatoes. They're de-seeded and chopped. Don't let your tomatoes cook too much. All your veggies just need to be sauteed for 1 or 2 minutes. And I'm also going to start adding all my spices. Now I'm going to add my ginger chili paste. Next will be my spices, that is red chili powder, garam masala, and just a little bit of sugar. Throw in some coriander leaves. Mix all these ingredients together. Let them cook for 1 or 2 minutes. Don't overcook your vegetables. Let there be a slight bite because I don't want completely overcooked vegetables. Now I'm going to just crumble my paneer and add it with my vegetables. You can even grate it. Just in case you don't get cottage cheese, you can also add more vegetables and some cheddar or some other kind of cheese. I'm just going to mash it a little bit. I don't want very big cubes. I'm going to turn off the flame and then add the salt. That's because I don't want my vegetables to ooze out all the water. I'm adding around, say, 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix this well, and I'm just going to empty it in a bowl. Don't leave the mixture in a hot pan because otherwise it's going to continue to cook. Let's empty it in a bowl. Paneer bhurji is very simple and easy to make. Do try it at home and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to Rajshri Food. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome. I'm Ruchi Bharani, and in today's episode we're going to make the most commonly eaten breakfast dish called the poha. It's also known as pohe in Marathi, pawa in Gujarati and avalaki in Kannada. So let's take a look at the ingredients. 1 cup poha or flattened rice, 1 potato chopped, coriander leaves, 1 onion finely chopped, half a cup of green peas, 2 tablespoons oil, 1 to 2 tablespoons of roasted or fried groundnuts, lemon juice, curry leaves, 1.5 green chili chopped, half a teaspoon mustard seeds, salt to taste, 2 teaspoons sugar, half a teaspoon turmeric powder, and for garnishing some save and 2 tablespoons of milk. So the first step is to soak the poha. For that I have a sieve over here. I'm going to add my poha into this sieve, and I'm just going to remove the excess powder or the small granules, and then I'm going to thoroughly wash them with water. My poha is nicely washed. And now I'm just going to remove it in a flat plate. The first tip to make some nice fluffy soft poha is to soak it in a flat plate with enough water, and also give it a good amount of soaking time, at least 30 minutes if you have it, so that it doesn't become very dry while cooking. Put enough water. My poha has been soaking for half an hour and they become nice and fluffy. They've absorbed all the water. And now let's get cooking. My pan is heating on the flame, and now I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of oil. Next, go in the mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds splatter, I'm going to add in my curry leaves, my green chilies, stir them in, and I'm going to add my potatoes. Usually while we are cooking anything, we always add in the onions first. But my second tip to make good poha is we add the potatoes first and then the onions, because I don't want a very overpowering taste of the onions. So now I'm going to add in my onions. My onions go in. Don't let the onions become too brown. And now I'm going to cover this and let them cook. After a minute, I'm going to add some water. So just cover it and let it simmer. It's time to add some water, just a little bit, just enough for the potatoes to cook and not stick to the pan. And let's cover it again and let them cook. My potatoes are simmering in water for a minute. I'm also going to throw in my green peas so that they cook together. Cover it again. While my potatoes are simmering, I'm going to add my seasoning into my soaked poha. My third tip is, don't add your seasoning into the potatoes. Add your seasoning like your turmeric, sugar and salt and everything into the poha so that they mix properly. So first I'm going to add some turmeric powder, sugar. Sugar is optional. A lot of people like sugar in their poha and a lot of them don't. So it's up to you whether you want to add it or not. And some salt. I'm going to nicely mix this with my hand. Poha is also known as flattened rice or beaten rice. It's basically dehusked rice which is flattened, and it swells up when it's soaked in water. Let's check on our potatoes whether they are cooked. Just poke your spoon into it. Yeah, this needs just another minute or 2. So I'm going to cover it again. My potatoes are nicely cooked. Okay. And it's time to add the poha. Before that, I'm just going to throw in a little bit of coriander leaves. And I'm going to add my poha. Stir in well. Mix everything well. I'm going to squeeze in some lime. Say half a lime. And the fourth tip is my mom's tip. It's very important. Usually people don't do this. Just before serving or while you're reheating your poha, just add a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of milk and cover it and let it simmer for 1 or 2 minutes to regain the moisture. This way your poha will never dry out. So let's do that. Just a little bit of milk. Because while cooking they tend to dry out a bit. I'm going to mix this cover it on slow flame for 1 or 2 minutes and they're ready. Serve it nice and piping hot. My poha is ready to garnish and there are a lot of things that you can garnish with. I'm going to add in some raw onions. All these garnishing ingredients are optional, so you can just add whatever you like. A little bit of coriander leaves. You can also throw in some pomegranate seeds. I have some fried peanuts, a lime veggie to eat it with, and some save. Up to you whether you want to use the fine save or you want to use some other kind of spicy save. And my nutritious breakfast is ready. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye. Welcome to Rajshri Food. I'm Ruchi Bharani and in this episode I'm going to make upma, which is a popular Indian breakfast dish. Upma is quick and nutritious recipe made out of semolina. So let's take a look at the ingredients. Half cup semolina, 1/4 cup carrots chopped, 1/4 cup onions chopped, 1 tablespoon of tomatoes de-seeded and finely chopped, coriander leaves, grated coconut optional, 2 green chilies chopped, curry leaves, 1 tablespoon ghee or clarified butter, 1 tablespoon curd or yogurt, salt, mustard seeds half a teaspoon, 1 tablespoon cashew nut pieces and 1/4 cup frozen green peas. First I'm going to start with heating some water, around 2 cups of water. Once the water starts boiling, I'm going to add in my vegetables, chopped carrots, tomatoes and frozen green peas. I'm going to let it boil for 5 minutes. The vegetables are boiling since 5 minutes. So now I'm going to remove it from the flame. You can keep it simultaneously. You can keep your water and vegetables to boil and your semolina cooking on the other flame. Now let's start roasting the semolina. Heat 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter. You can also use oil if you want. I'm going to add few mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds start spluttering, I'm going to add green chilies and curry leaves. Throw in some cashew nut pieces. Once the cashew nut pieces are golden brown, let's add the onions. I don't want the onions to become brown, but just translucent. Add the semolina and I'm going to roast this for at least 5 to 6 minutes on slow flame. The semolina has been roasting since 7 minutes and now it's time to add the water and the vegetables. Stir it in. I'm going to let this cook till all the water dries out. I'm also going to add in the salt, coriander leaves, I have a tablespoon of curd. I'm just going to beat it properly and add it to the upma. Once the upma starts leaving the pan, that means it's ready. And I'm going to plate it. Just leave it to this consistency because after it cools down a bit, it's going to dry out again. So I'm going to turn off the flame. Even if you don't have any of the vegetables, you can just make plain upma with just cashew nut, onions and the semolina and the remaining seasoning ingredients. Corn also goes very well with upma. Garnish it with grated coconut and coriander leaves. Enjoy this breakfast snack with a cup of tea. Hope you're trying all the other recipes on Rajshri Food as well. Subscribe for more such easy and interesting recipes. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Rajshri Food. I'm Ruchi Bharani, and in this episode I'm going to make an Indian beverage called the chai or tea, without which the morning of an Indian household doesn't quite start. India is the second largest producer and consumer of tea in the world, and you'll find a tea stall on every street corner of the country. The cup that you're going to use to serve the tea, use that as a measurement. So I'm going to be using this one. So all the other ingredients are proportionate to this size of a cup. There are very few simple ingredients, so let's take a look at them. Water, milk, tea powder, small ginger piece and 2 pieces of cardamom. So first I'm going to start with boiling the water. I'm going to take 1.5 cup of water. And I'm going to leave this to boil. While my water is boiling, very quickly, I'm just going to pound 2-3 small pieces of ginger. And I'm going to add this into the water. Also, I'm going to pound a couple of cardamoms. And add it to the water. 2 teaspoons of tea powder, and I'm going to let it boil for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure you boil the ginger, water and cardamom properly before you add the milk, otherwise because of the ginger your milk might just curdle. So be careful about that. Water is boiling since 2-3 minutes, and in my same serving cup I'm going to measure 1 cup of milk and add it in. Also, we'll add the sugar, 2 teaspoons and just a little more. Or you can keep it separately so that people can add as much as they want. Stir it in. Let it come to a complete boil. The tea is bubbling. Just reduce the flame before it overflows. Let's serve this tea. With a very fine sieve, I'm going to strain this tea. Enjoy this cup of aromatic tea and have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye. Pasta and cheese together make that amazing yummylicious combination which never fails to impress kids. So the recipe I'm going to make today is great for children because apart from pasta and cheese, it's layered with just the right amount of vegetable goodness. This is a creamy sauce. So obviously I'm going to make it with butter, a nice dollop of butter, and children love butter. In the butter, I'm going to add some all-purpose flour or plain flour. Mix it well. Also going to add in a little bit of garlic paste. Once the color darkens a little bit, I'm going to add the milk. Let the milk come to a boil. Once the milk comes to a boil, I'm going to add some soft cheddar. The reason I'm adding this is because it gives a very nice smooth texture to the sauce. I'm going to add like yellow corn and some red pepper. You can add any of the vegetables that your child likes. So some boiled yellow corn, red pepper, tear in some basil leaves, fresh basil, salt, pepper, just a little bit, some dry oregano, if you feel the sauce is way too thick, you can add a little extra milk. And now I'm going to add some boiled pasta. I have penne over here that I've boiled earlier. So just add it into the sauce. Let it cook for 2-3 minutes. And this pasta is ready to plate. Sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. Quick, yum! This pasta is great on a day when your child is not in a mood to eat their regular lunch or dinner. So go ahead and try it and let me know how your little one enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.